pretty good at this game now. Fairly new recruit. But he is going to be facing up against Chip from second place. No? So, we'll see.
Well, we'll see if Chris is from first place and he can pass that second.
Oh. I mean, Chip, he did get his first place title in the doubles match, at least. Dear. He had a very good plan. Very good 2v2 play, but here, he's on his own, so let's see if he can carry out the game by himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be game number 1 between Chris Phoenix and Chip from Space. And taking a look at their build, the Fox is king here. LeConte between these two guys.
Both players going for a Fox, both players going for Falcons, very similar builds. Falcon's not very strong against Fox, it's one of those historical bad matchups for the Falcons.
I want to know, though,
very small map though.
I want to know, how effective do you think this artillery is?
It depends on what kind of units we will see. Against the Falcons, obviously not very effective, but against snakes, squirrels, it's kind of okay. Not so much against snakes because they have so much HP and they can sort of power through it and kill the artillery, but still, it'll make a very strong defensive position. And Chris has a few options for it. We're just gonna see how this game ends up playing out. Chip went for 6 farm and a squirrel warren, whereas Chris went for earlier lizards, it looked like. So Chip did so in reaction to Chris. And these first 3 lizards are going to come out. Chris is floating a little bit of food. So we'll see if this is going to make up a difference.
Here we go, try and get his few first picks in, and it's not looking very good.
Yeah, it's not quite enough. He takes out 1 squirrel, but now he has to scramble back, build up those farms, get some units going.
And not killing that pig definitely makes this a waste of time for Chris. Falling behind and farm just a little bit. His units down, and that is a very awkward movement bug right there. Did you see that? He's on that corner.
Oh, he can't quite go up there. That's
yeah.
You can't go up there, but you can still provide vision, which is useful. But I believe that is a terrain generation bug.
Yeah, someone contact the ants about this one. This is interesting. Never seen a corner bug like that before. Why
As
would
always, new patches, new bugs.
Mo patches?
Well, let's look at the game again. Chip went for a triple squirrel and a toad warren. Has quite some food, so he's probably looking to add something else. Whereas Chris is going for squirrels and lizards and going to add on more squirrels as well. Chip's going to go for some snakes, which is probably a good idea, given the map.
Want to pressure it, a nice little bottom.
Yeah, Chip's going to try and get up on this high ground maybe with his army. No, he's just going to go for the low ground.
It looks like it will be, but the cost of a lot of units here, and a turret by itself not very good at its job.
Toads are incredibly strong against structures right now with 18 single target damage. So he does take out the turret, but Chip will be forced back now.
The reinforcements coming just in time for Chris Phoenix, and Chip gonna back things up. Just gonna wait for his snakes to probably revive before he goes for another attack, and Chris from Phoenix just has to repair the damage that's been done. Losing food.
And this
from
sets up for
turret.
Chip's next attack, which is gonna have a snake.
This is, I don't know if I agree with what Chris is doing, grabbing that hill up in the high ground here, but he doesn't have the army. He has to sell out the mill already, and has to face off against Chip's squirrels. But there are too many squirrels to count right now.
And with the added snake, Chip can definitely do a lot of pressure here. This warren is probably forfeit, as will 1 or 2 farms from the looks of it. Chris can still engage on this, but he has to probably get some more units first.
He only has 2 on the field, 1 in the field, barely any on the field right now.
A pig. Yeah, he lost 2 farms. And Chip has another snake now, so this is going to become even harder. A really strong series of attacks by Chip.
There's nothing contesting these snakes. Chris doesn't have that critical mass of squirrels to actually deal with it.
Does lose 1 snake here, but still, he's lost quite a few pigs, so at this point, Chip's gonna focus fire.
He just wants to starve him out right now. Look at him, just tagging the pigs 1 by 1 with poison. They die a slow death.
This 1 pig will survive, but only 1 pig is not quite enough to sustain a lot of squirrels. Chris probably realizes this. Okay, he's not going to go for a desperate counterattack.
He has to sit back and rebuild. There's nothing else he can do.
He's going to try. Yeah, this is pretty much over at this point. We will see if Chris can pull out 1 more fight, but he doesn't have the army to really contest Chip right now.
They try though, and Chip gonna attack from the low ground once again. Here he comes from the north side.
He's gonna go up on this road. Yep.
Trying to see how much damage you can do with the snakes.
Some toad detonations as well.
Well,
yeah.
Goodbye, squirrels. you're done. No more food. Chris in starvation mode. GG called. A pretty nice convincing win for Chip from Space as he takes the first point of the game. And just quite handedly too. I don't know if there was much that Chris could do about it.
Yeah, there were some small mistakes. And just the way Chip played around his unit timings really well.
Alright, so what does Chris need to change here for this? Don't go for any early engages with only one war and lizards.
It could have worked. You just probably had to pull back a little bit earlier. Like it's an okay strategy to put the pressure on with those lizards early on, but I think you need to be a bit more careful about it. If you see it's not going to work, then you just pull back.
Well, immediately. Looks like once again, gonna go for the largely the same build, although this time Chris gonna forego the squirrels entirely for this next game here. Game number 2 now, they're both farther apart this time, so maybe Chris will have some breathing room here. Chip from Space, largely taking the same deck it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. And Chris is also, yeah, so he went for the... not artillery, what did he change? Because he doesn't have squirrels now.
He changed out, I think he went to grab the...
toads. He didn't have toads last time. Alright. Both players going for 6 farms currently.
Alright.
Chip even adding on his 7th, and Chris is waiting to add his 7th right now. But he looks, we will go back and add it now. There we go. Which Chip will scout because he's on the high ground. Cute little play.
So what's the plan of attack for either side here? Considering how far apart they are and both sides have decent high ground to...
I mean, there's options for either player. We could see an earlier Fox here on a map like this, but we haven't really seen tier 3 yet today. So it will just be some basic tier 1 from the looks of it. Chris is going to delay his 8th farm just a little bit in order to get his double warren up.
One of those toads coming out. Meanwhile, Chip from Space is going to start things out with 2 squirrel warrens out here. Going full offensive, no AoE damage quite yet coming out from him.
Once he spots toads and lizards from Chris, then I think Chip will go for his own toads and be fairly effective against Chris's current composition. Chip floating quite a bit of food again, so we could see a tier 2 coming out from him.
Like, answer is...
It's
oh,
gonna be a
he's going
balloon.
for a balloon, okay.
That
Which
will
is also...
secure this base for him, pretty much.
Yeah, it's technically a tier 2.
Chris also invested in a machine gun nest. Not in the greatest position, I think, but we'll see if
It is on
comes
the
into
high
play.
ground, so it's not going to be easy for Chip from Space to actually spot where the machine gun nest is. It take him a bit of food and time to get up to it.
Chip going for some forward warrens here, which if these go up uncontested, he will have a lot of space behind it to do whatever he wants, as with this mill that he's building. But Chris is building up a fairly large lizard force. And Chip currently only has 1 toad warren, so... Ooh. Is he gonna go for farms?
I don't think it's safe enough for him to go for him. He sees a giant lizard warren.
He's looking to build a fox, I think.
Yeah, it looks like... far back as humanly possible, and there it is, dropping down his tier 3 warren. Kills off Chris.
If Chris attacks now, he has a really good shot at this. But I don't know if he recognizes it.
Knows the balloon is there, so he might just go there to kill off the balloon.
He's hesitating. He's gonna go for a fox of his own. Nope. Okay, he's gonna go for falcons, which is just gonna delay his attack timing and probably gonna allow Chip's fox to be up. Also, Chip is already ahead in expansions, has a slightly stronger map position. Yeah. Chris lost his timing here.
He was suspecting something happening on the north side, but went the wrong way. Now the fox is
going to see the tier 3. Okay, that's good.
Now he knows. Although he'll take the long way back home first.
Yeah, he's gonna put some food because of this. This is looking pretty good for Chip.
What's the response coming out from Chris? It is going to be a fox ward of his own, but that's going to be a pretty slow fox ward.
Well, on the bright side for Chris, he could just hide behind his warrens and his turrets for a while to allow his own tier 3 to come up.
He does have a large number of
this
toads
amount
and
of lizards, yeah, if 2 toads detonate on the fox, that's 36 damage, which will kill a fox.
Oh, though, if Chris almost loses his life there, that would have been very bad for him, though, with his army that far forward.
With a Fox, about 5 seconds from done. Oh, he's gonna float. Is he gonna fly this Falcon in on the right side? Looks like it. But no, he's just gonna get picked up.
Outside and see if he can poke things out with the Falcon just a little bit. The Fox is gonna be here. Try and get the aim on it. Get the aim on it. He gets one Falcon, but he has to retreat the army. The rest of Chris Phoenix's army here. Meanwhile, Falcon just floating out from behind. And Chip has to maneuver his units around, and he does successfully defend off against all of Chris Phoenix's units here. And takes out Chris Phoenix in the process. And take out each lizard as they stream in.
Yep. A few reinforcements getting picked up as well. Now, Chris, what is his plan here? He's in a bad spot again because now Chip.
He has the Chip has the Fox, and there's nothing really to contest right now. The Farm going to be taken out on the expansion right now, and he's just going to run away, taking out a few in the process.
Ooh, he's coming close. Okay, not close enough. Chris can't quite build.
Oh, but Fox vs. Fox, here we go. It's the matchup of the century. The first barrage goes in. He has to run away right now. Chip calling the rest of his army into the battle right now. The Tiller's getting the explosions. All of the losers takes out a good chunk of them right now. And Chris Fox has to get out of there right now. Already loses half its HP from one shot for the Fox. And with that, they're going to have to disengage.
That was close.
Oh, that would have been very bad. Chris puts his Fox on the high ground, trying to stave off any attack from Chip, though.
Chris lost vision just about when that happened.
The Fox pulled that just in time. Here we go. He cannot put his Fox out in the front like that, Chip. Do not put your Fox out in the front, and they're just going to be staring down each other.
One hit at this point, so
Chris just going to be chipping his way through right now.
Yeah, this becomes a war of attrition.
Oh!
One shot on the Fox.
Oh, very close!
Yeah, that was close. Chip can't sustain this. He has 11 bombs, so he can take some damage here.
Chris just trying to...
Fox is going to go...
Just
the magic number is 24 HP here.
Careful, he's
right, so
going
his
to balloon
Fox
up as well.
is safe now from a single shot.
Chip is getting his balloon
this
up as well.
balloon is going to change so much. Because it will give
really
Chip
bad
all
for
the vision
Chris.
he needs.
Chris is going to have to back up immediately as soon as the balloon goes up. And there it is. The balloon is going to go up very soon. Just a few seconds right now. And Chip is going to move on forward. Press the attack as hard as he can here. With the Fox firing from the background. Chip's trying to focus down the Fox, but it's too far backwards at the moment here. And Chris dancing around to the north side of the map, just trying to make sure he gets his Fox out of the way. Gets pinged with one hit. A lot of damage to this Fox right now. Chris needs to make sure this Fox stays alive for this entire battle. He does lose that mill down the bottom. He's stuck on one farm, close to starvation as well. But the Fox battle still going between the two. Both sides, their Foxes are pretty low on HP. Chris's Fox does recover.
Already. This is, Chip took the map control early, and then Chris missed his timing with his overwhelming amount of lizards. Just didn't really do anything with it, so now he's going to lose some warrants here, it looks like. Oh, Chip though. Chip's just going to pick up some more units.
Just going to slowly whittle down Chris Phoenix, who's currently in starvation mode right now. Has only 35 seconds to build a farm, but I don't even think he has room to build a farm anymore. All of his current
he has no food.
farmland is just barren. He can't build a mill.
He's building a mill, but he doesn't have any food. So unless he sells his tier 2 or his Fox.
I don't think he can sell the Fox at this point. It's pretty much his only firepower.
15 seconds on Chris currently.
Oh,
and there we go.
He calls it. He's not going to go for it. It's going to be game 2, going the way of Chip from Space. A nice, exciting Fox showdown, though, given to us, so that was pretty cool to see. But Chip just had way too much economy. Too much map control. Chris just slowly suffocated.
Yep. There was definitely a timing Chris could have tried to exploit, but maybe didn't recognize it or didn't feel confident about his own strength.
I'm still wondering why Chris is still deciding to go artillery. I'm very curious to see what Chris believes in with artillery. What is the opportunity?
I think it's mostly like the idea of the strength of the artillery, because it is a strong structure, but you need to play around it and you need to fit it into your strategy and not just, if you just put a unit into your deck and never build it, you may as well not put it in your deck.
Chip from Space, he's going with his patented boar, the player who basically created the boar meta a while back.
And neither player has toads right now. Which is interesting. I think it's the first match where we see no toads.
Chip, I think he's trying to experiment here a little bit. He's bringing out the chameleons as well. Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for chameleons. Like, they just seem to be at the bottom end. at every single point for some reason. Hopefully
Alright.
this donut of a map can change some things here.
Yeah,
This is
definitely a donut.
This is a pretty interesting map for both sides, both of them with lizards. Although Chip does have chameleons too, so he has the way to wrap around. This is a very fun map indeed. I like this map.
I am kind of half expecting this match to come down to who goes clockwise and who goes counterclockwise. And if they don't spot out each other's armies, this could become a very clowny game indeed.
Oh my god. Just both
Let's
sides
not get
chasing
too
each other.
far ahead of ourselves.
I just want to see an infinite base race where they just keep grabbing mills, they destroy mills, and they just keep going in a circle forever.
That would be fairly hilarious. Right.
can,
Let's
like,
see.
turn on the
Both players going
Benny
7 farms. Chip's delaying is number 8. Oh, they both go for 8. Right, so
Yep.
pretty
Pretty
safe.
normal for both sides right
Well, I wouldn't say safe. Pretty greedy opening.
now. That makes sense. Neither side gonna for any openings on this kind of funky map here. So
Yeah, it's definitely a long distance.
you're so far
And
apart.
lizards are very good because of the distances on this. There is no... Oh wait, there is one land-only route to both bases, but it goes all the way the southeast side of the map, so it's probably not going to be used that much.
Now for this kind of map, do you think the artillery could be much more useful?
It could be, if Chris decides to expand to the west of his main base, then he can definitely get a strong position up there, but then it exposes the east side of his base, because this is the donut map, as he called it. And there's 2 ways of attack, wherever you do, so... Chris is going to go for early snakes. We saw this be fairly effective from Fox saves. But it'll fall a little bit short in game 5, and AV is kind of posturing with these lizards, checking if Chris went for an early base, possibly.
Not gonna be able to
But,
do
you know, players...
so.
This is one of those maps where you're really scared to commit to an attack, because if your opponent is doing the same in the other direction, Chip is going to go for a very early ball. This is interesting.
He probably figures that since they're going to take a while to attack each other, why not use his tier 3 up? Chris is going to do similar line of thinking, but goes for the economy instead of a tier 3. So it will definitely have its tier 3 out in time. I mean, battle here.
But snakes are fairly strong against Uncle Butters. But with 6 pigeons,
Alright, well, here we go.
think Uncle Butters is pretty strong against the snakes.
They're going to make the first attack, takes out 1 farm, 2 farms, and gets out, losing 2 lizards in the process. A nice trade.
That's AV showing some confidence on a map like this. Recognizing his opponent is expanding one way, you can easily attack the other way, and then, you know, what do? If you're Chris, you need to defend both places at once, but you can't always scout and defend at the same time. He has the structures, but he's not really building them, and now AV is going to go counterclockwise.
What are you saying, AV?
His boy is building. And now, yeah, Chris is not at home, so this is probably a mill that's dead. No, he's going to go for the pigs instead.
He wants to starve him out as much as possible and try to harass him.
Yeah, this is really bad for Chris.
Oh, this is...
I was even going to pick up some warrants.
Get back to your base and defend. He loses a snake warren as well. Another farm is gone too,
He
and...
goes 3 farms and a snake warren. He still has his snakes alive, so that's good at least. But this is rough. So this is, you know, this is a really good map for lizards if you're taking the initiative. AV.
Attack coming up from Chris though. Wants to try to see if he can
Uncle
pressure
Butters is up.
Chip.
And these snakes are going to be late to the party.
Oh, here we go. Uncle Butters at the ready, firing down his opponents here, and the
You
snakes
cannot retreat through the water with snakes against lizards.
Why snakes?
It's,
One
you know,
snake is
kiting a
gone.
little bit.
Oh, one snake does get away. Makes it to the other side real quick. It's only 1 patch of water that he has to walk through, so not too terrible. You know, you don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be faster.
But
as
now
they
Chris
say.
is on 2 lizard warrens and a single snake that won't be replenished against, you know, soon to be 15 lizards, 6 pigeons, and Uncle Butters. So this is not going to be an easy hold.
And
If
Chip
he's getting
just-
his forward mill, there's a road even to add insult to
Oh
injury.
boy. Or
Here comes
raining
the
down the
flaming.
fire. And Chris tries to go for the defense, but he doesn't have enough lizards. The lizards are just gone.
Oh, just going to
Mill's
focus the
gone.
mill first.
snake
There's
is
a
gone.
snake shooting.
Snake is
Yeah.
gone.
Uncle Butters has 5 poison stacks right now, but you wouldn't say he has.
I don't think that's
You know.
it's not going to kill him. He has too many
Exactly.
pigeons.
With pigeons stacking this much, it gets pretty rough. He's
Pigeon
even going to add a
stacking
balloon here.
outnumbers the poison stacking here at this point, and it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yep, that's going to be the game. Just bring in the flamethrower.
Chip reading the map situation correctly here, going for aggressive units instead, and just applying pressure to Chris. He decided to go for economy first, and with that, Chip punishes Chris heavily here.